third episode of What the Hall is Going On. I am one of your hosts, Chloe Anderson, and I'm the president, and this is your second host who wasn't here last week.
I'm back. It's Braden, your vice president.
And why weren't you here last week?
I wasn't here last week because I was getting my Green Dot bystander training. And Green Dot is basically just a training on how to prevent power-based violence across campus, whether it's stalking or dating violence or sexual assault or any of those awful things. We were learning how to become better bystanders, and their slogan or their tagline is no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And it's just one of those things where if you're interested in learning more about Green Dot, feel free to contact us. And we would love to get you put up with a Green Dot instructor to get trained. It's a very fantastic training.
Awesome. So in the spirit of Green Dot and spooky Halloween, our color today is green. And we have a very special guest for you guys. It is one of our directors of events, Haley Salyars.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going today?
Oh, pretty good. My roommate won a Stanley, and she gave it to me. So
would you like to show the audience
your
Stanley?
Yes, I would. Hold on. Ooh la la, ooh la la. I am, in fact, a Stanley girl now. Ooh la la.
That's just awesome. I'm just thrilled to hear that.
I'm unironically happy about it, unlike B-Fells. So.
Oh, no, I am.
Anyways, moving on to what's going on recently. So, you have an upcoming event on Saturday, the football watch party event. Do you kind of want to touch on what that is, what's going on with it?
Oh, for sure. So on Saturday, on October 28th, kickoff is at 2:30 for the Baylor versus Iowa State football game. So it's an away game. So we're going to have pizza from good old Papa John's, and then wings from new vendor, Hy-Vee, and then cookies as well as chips. So we're going to have that as well as drinks provided from ISU Dining. So love Karen for that, one of our advisors. Super nice to give us drinks for that event. And most importantly, we will have friendship bracelet making. Ooh, yeah.
No, I got to ask you, Haley. So football bracelet, friendship bracelet making, all that kind of stuff. What inspired you and Katie and whatnot to include friendship bracelet making at this event?
I think we all know why. Let's be honest here. Good old Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I ship it. I really do. And, I feel like it's just a new trend. It's kind of slowly made its way to the football crew, the football gang. And so, yeah, and also, give people a chance to, do something while they're watching some football.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I know about football all too well, and I'm just so excited to be a mastermind of friendship bracelet making, and I just really can't wait for it.
I've trained you well for this one.
Yeah.
I think it's also perfect for, the significant others that might get dragged to the football party. And so it gives them something to do instead of watching a game that they might not know anything about. But if they do, power to you, because I don't know football that well.
So, I mean, going off of that, Iowa State right now, we're ranked second in the Big 12. We're balling this week. You guys,
way to
Best
go.
ever, let's go.
you guys think we're going to get another Cyclone victory this weekend? Because I think so.
I'm really hoping that we do, because Fels and I were talking to Jennifer Holliday, and she's the president of student government, and she told us that she's about the Baylor's president of student government, and if we win, the Baylor president has to wear the Cy costume.
Oh.
But if they win, then she has to wear, what's their mascot?
The Baylor Bears.
The Baylor Bears. She has to wear a bear
The
costume.
Baylor Bears.
So,
No, yeah, it'll be
hoping
we gotta win it.
We have to win. We have to win for her.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be a really exciting game. I think they can pull it off and to talk to some of the people I went to high school with who went to Baylor and be able to rub it into them a little bit after they did to me last year. So definitely thinking we're going to get a big victory this weekend.
I hope so.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know how it affects us, but yes, I really hope they.
I feel
win.
like it'll make the event a lot more fun if we win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
For sure, it will make the event a lot better or a lot more fun.
Where is this amazing football watch party going to be at?
Oh my gosh, Chloe, that is such a great question. It is going to be in Joffrey Hall. It's going to be in their activity room. that they have. It's a wonderful space. It's got numerous TVs, numerous projectors. Super great. Love that space. And it's going to be there. There are posters across the halls across campus. So if you don't know where it is or if you forget, just read one of those and it'll inform you of what's going on, where it's going to be at, what time to be there, and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
That's just awesome. You said kickoff, by the way, is at 2:30. Can people show up earlier, or is it like you can't?
I would love it for people to show up earlier. If you show up at like 2, we will more than likely be there and ready to go. And hopefully, have our food ready to go and people can get seated, get comfortable, and enjoy the game.
So flipping over to after this football event, you have a week-long of events called Fall Fest that IRHA is planning, but you're spearheading a lot of it with Katie and whatnot. So can you kind of tell us what the different events are that you're throwing on that week?
First off, Monday, October 30th, we have Fall in Love with Paws. I don't know if you guys can guess what that's about, but you get to fall in love with paws. Oh, dad joke. So good. Funny. So there's going to be some good old puppies there. Dogs.
Puppies, they're grown. They're fully
grown. They are fully grown. There's a German Shepherd called Juno, I believe, coming. I know for sure we have 4 dogs coming. So come pet a furry friend. On top of that, we will also be having make your own stuffed animals. So you can go and do that as well. Take a break from, falling in love with those paws.
You don't want to fall in love too hard because they cannot co-own with you. They already have owners of their own.
They do. They have to go back to Des Moines where they reside. And so you can go ahead and make your own little stuffed animal to take home. Your own little paws to take home. So we have those as well. So it's going to be on Monday, Linden Hall from 5:30 to 7. Please show up. Those, wonderful little doggos love people. I know one of their fun facts for one of them was I like to sit on your feet. So I hope they can do that. They can sit on people's feet.
You're hoping they're sitting on people's feet?
Yes, I really hope that for them. It seems like something they would really enjoy.
If you're watching this, go get your feet sat on by that dog.
Oh, yeah. Or you can get them to, sit on your lap, too. That's pretty crazy, too.
Sit on Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday, October 31st, we will have Towers of Terror. Ooh, spooky. Anyways. And that's going to be at Wallace Wilson. It's going to be in their commons. So come out, enjoy some crafts and some, good old snacks. A lot of giveaways are happening as well. And that is going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. So go ahead and do that. On our posters that you can see across the residence halls, there's a QR code. And on that QR code has different ways or different routes / buses you can take out to Towers. So I know sometimes it can be a little difficult to, make that good old hike out to Towers. So if you want to save some steps, go ahead and take the bus. Or if you want to get your steps in, walk to Towers. Ooh. And then on Wednesday, November 1st, we have pottery with the workspace. That's going to be in the MU in the
South Ballroom.
Thank you so much. The South Ballroom. So, yeah, we're going to have pottery in the South Ballroom with the workspace. There is also on our posters a QR code to sign up for painting pottery. And we have 75 spots. And I know last time I checked, there's not that many people going on right now. So I would always sign up, get a free pottery. It's super fun. So, yeah. On Thursday, we're giving away cups on campus. You should put a little photo right here and be like.
Oh, I'll be putting a little photo here. Let me. I'm actually probably gonna edit it over. But Haley.
What?
I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Okay,
edit that part out.
Haley, how big are the cups?
How big are the cups and who made them?
Great question. The one and only Chloe Anderson, the president of IRHA, and
16 ounces.
16 ounces. And a little bit in collaboration with me, the co-director of events, Haley Salyars.
We worked on it together. We had a little FaceTime session.
We did in the middle of the summer. It was fun.
True. She was in the middle of the forest.
I was in the middle of the forest. Correct. That's correct.
Crazy.
Yeah, what can I say? But we're giving away cups on campus on that Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. And it's going to be at both BW Arches and UDCC Plaza. So come get a cup because we ordered a lot of them. So please come get them. And then lastly, on Friday, we're going to have a caramel apple bar. Now, let me explain myself. Okay, it is, for those of you who are not from the Midwest, might not know what this is, a walking taco. Okay, those of us from the Midwest know what a walking taco is very greatly. Every grad party.
Also known as taco in a bag, which, as the name would imply, is a taco in a bag.
Yes. So that is basically the vibe of what we're going for. It is a caramel apple bar, but in a bag, or caramel apple in a bag. So we're gonna have those little, little apple slices in a baggie, and then you're just gonna go ham on, the chocolate chips, the peanuts,
The caramel.
the caramel sauce, man, the sprinkles, the holiday spooky sprinkles. And so we're gonna have
Will the
that.
sprinkles be spooky?
Oh, heck yeah, they will be.
The
On-
spookiest.
On November 3rd, it will be spooky.
It still will be spooky.
With half price everything.
With half price
at
everything, it will
Spirit
be
Halloween.
spooky.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
True.
for
Yeah.
sure. Gotta stop by, at one point.
No, like for sure. We'll be like halfway to St. Louis, but everyone else that is going to be in Ames, they better be there. It's gonna be so fire.
Be there or be square, and nobody wants to be square.
That's true. That's true.
I was gonna try and make a square with my fingers and
I
then
like-
realize that you like,
There you go.
yeah, there. Okay.
Oh.
Well, all right. Haley
Okay.
did it.
All right, yeah.
You just gotta do it like that. You gotta do it's more like a rectangle, but like there you go.
Yeah, no, see, we
Yeah.
got it. We
Yeah.
got
Or
it.
isn't it that rectangles are squares, but squares aren't rectangles?
Yeah, because a square just has to have square has to be 4 equal sides. A rectangle just has to be 4 sides.
Okay, so
I'm not good at geometry, so
I'd like to give a shout out
wait. So
to
did you make a square or not?
No, so this isn't a square. This is a rectangle. But if it's like that, then it's a square. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Fisher, my junior year geometry concepts and applications teacher.
oh yeah.
Cool guy, man. Yeah, he was cool. He taught me the difference between boop and boop. So
Boop and boop.
shout out.
Shout out to Mr. Fisher.
Shout out.
What a guy. So
come
finally,
over, yeah,
finally
sorry.
circling back
Circling
and
back to
getting
the
on
caramel, yeah.
topic.
So it's from 12 to 1:30, and again, it's going to be at the UDCC Plaza and the BWR Arches. So stop on by, grab yourself a caramel apple in a bag, and have a good time.
That's so fire. And I know that if I was in Ames, I would actually be the first person in line to be there.
Fall Fest, all week we will have all these different events going on, and at each event there will be a QR code for 3 different things. One is an iPad, one is for 2 tickets to a basketball game, the first men's basketball game. It is versus Green Bay, I believe.
Green Bay University, I
Green
believe.
Bay University. So we have 2 tickets for those, and those are like in the bowl tickets. They're not, kind of scattered. And so we have those going on as well. You can win a chance to get those, as well as a $100 gift card to ISU Dining, which honestly, I want that gift card so bad. I could use it for so much pumpkin spice lattes. Those sound so good right now. Or
It's
matcha.
true. I had someone ask me earlier. Was it you that asked me earlier how many dining dollars I had?
I don't know who.
I have
Earlier-
52 cents left of dining dollars.
I officially have $29 as of this morning.
Wow, I think I have 57. So I'm getting towards the end, but not
Not 52 cents towards the end.
yeah, not 52 cents towards the
Feels
end.
desperately needs a $100 gift card.
I'm dying for one. So obviously, it sounds like a super fire week. What event or thing are you looking forward to the most?
Of course, I am the most excited for Fall in Love with Paws on Monday. I love me some good old dogs, some paws. I miss my cat, I will say. I wish I had like a cat visiting us, but sadly I did not get that through. But we do have some wonderful good old puppers coming on our way. So I'm excited for that. And, make a stuffed animal. They're always super fun. So, yeah.
And you have a basset hound stuffed animal is the one that you will be doing, I heard.
Yeah, so we didn't have them, but they're going to send us one later.
I'm looking forward to it. Didn't you get dragons?
I did get dragons.
I will be getting a dragon. I'm very excited.
There's like dragons. There's a couple little horses. And then
For all my
there's-
horse girls out there.
yeah,
Or
for
horse boys. Or
horse boys, horse
horse
lads.
people.
Yeah.
Anyone.
And then we've got
it
like
sounds like I'm talking about BoJack Horseman.
yeah, and I think there's like some bears too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously IRHA only has a set amount of money for Fall Fest. But let's say you had an unlimited amount of money for Fall Fest. What would you do for an event?
This one I feel like is kind of a harder question, but for sure, this is kind of debatable for some people. I would love to have Noah Khan fly out here. I'm a big fan of Noah Khan. I don't know if anyone knows who he is. Absolute legend. I love him. He is 100% going to be my Spotify Wrapped #1 artist. Love Noah, and he serves some fall vibes. So maybe like have him come out, play a concert, play a few songs. I think it would be great.
As Noah will be my #1 artist too, a concert with him would have all my love.
Oh,
That was good. I know.
that's good.
I actually saw him here at Lollapalooza. I know you're all loving the shirt with the Chicago style hot dog on it. No mustard or no ketchup.
Have you been to the Chicago food truck out by Bessie and Kildy?
I haven't yet. I kind of have this thing called no money.
It's real. So Haley, one of the things that you've done in the past is you studied abroad in Uganda. What made you decide to study abroad, and would you go back?
So yeah, I studied abroad in Uganda for 2 weeks with the wonderful College of Agriculture and Life Sciences study abroad program, and I absolutely loved it. It was super great. What kind of got my interest is I am a global resource systems major, and part of my major or my degree requirement is to do an international internship. So that was kind of just an opportunity to figure out, do I want to go to Uganda and do my internship there? Proved correct. I'm actually not going to be here next semester. It's kind of up in the air a little bit, but I'm planning on being in Uganda for a whole semester, working on my international internship, and I am very excited to go back. I love the food there, and I just love the culture. The people are so great, so nice, and just so excited to go back, hopefully.
That's
So.
awesome. So would you recommend it to other people then?
I would highly recommend going on study abroad. It gives you kind of that international perspective of, what is life outside of ISU and outside of, the United States, as well as traveling, inside the United States is also really important to just acknowledge not every climate or environment, culture is exactly the same in the United States. Everywhere is different, even here in the US. But internationally, it's crazy just how different things are. And you really just take away a perspective that you never really thought you would have. So yeah, I really recommend it for people.
What's something that you think people should know about studying abroad before they go?
One thing I'd say is that the application process can be a little overwhelming in the beginning. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I want to go so bad. Especially there's just a lot of questions, and of course finances are sometimes a struggle. I know I'm someone who always struggles with finance, and so working with the study abroad office is really important. They do really good at just making sure that what's going on and all the costs of everything, as well as get your passport way before when you need it, because I had to express ship mine, and so I had to pay an extra $60. So get that 20-year or however long that passport is, because it's an investment in the future. Yeah.
So another thing you're involved on top of IRHA and study abroad and all that wonderful stuff is your STAR. So can you briefly just kind of talk about what that is and what you do?
Yeah, so one of my other jobs here on campus is being a STAR. So that stands for Student Admission Representative. So you might see me on campus. I'll have my little microphone. Basically, we give tours on campus and also for residential living. So it gives those prospective students an opportunity to see what is campus life, or what is campus about? What does it look like? And I know most of us took that campus tour if we were given the opportunity. With COVID, they kind of changed it up a little bit. But I feel it's always really important to get, that first, what does campus actually look like? I know we had a student recently when I gave a tour. She was like, yep, this is it. This is where I want to be. And so that's kind of just rewarding to be okay, I kind of help this person understand, what is campus life like, and how do where are the shortest lines on campus to get that coffee, or what is the best residential housing to live in? BWR. It's BWR. It's 100% BWR. I lived there for 3 years now. I love BWR. I have no AC and I love it. I'm okay with it. It's fine. I deal with it. So it's always really great to do that, as well as, it kind of gets you over that like public speaking too. I know that's a really valuable skill to have. Public speaking, not my strong suit. And so that really helped me just get over that hump of, being able to talk to just people you've literally just met, in like, these big groups, as well as, knowing your stuff. It's really good to just be able to like, be like, yeah, no, I know that the Campanile was like made, with, Edgar M. Stanton, oh my gosh, this is so wrong. Edgar M. Stanton like came up with the first idea of it, which was one of our presidents. And the first 10 bells are named after his wife, Margaret McDonald Stanton.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, isn't it cute? Love it.
Yeah. So that's just so awesome.
Don't sound too excited.
Don't sound too excited. That was great.
No, that's really cool. Stars is definitely something that I've considered, and I know my tour guide was definitely one of the main reasons why I decided to come to Iowa State. So definitely a cool place. And for the shortest coffee line on campus, it's definitely the Roastery and the lovely Molly, who works there and makes it so efficient, who will be here next week, actually, sitting down with us.
Oh my
Very
gosh,
excited,
really?
yeah.
I love Molly.
However, I would argue the shortest coffee line on campus is at Courtyard Cafe.
Oh, I think that's very wrong.
I also disagree with that. I think the
That's
shortest
crazy.
line.
Every time I've been there, it's like me and like 3 other people, and it's such a good vibe.
I think Courtyard Cafe has phenomenal vibes. So I'm
It is. It's good
secondary.
vibes.
I'm a secondary ed major. I have a ton of classes out there. I feel like most of the time I go, the line's dang near to the door and whatnot, and it's just they move
Well, also
quick.
given the counter's right next to the door, so
That is true.
No. Like it's like wrapped around. Like I've gotten in line with like 15, 20 people in front of me before, but they
Crazy.
move quick out there. I
they
mean,
do.
do.
They do good work.
I would say my shortest, my little tidbit I always give like on my tour is, oh gosh, Jardine.
Yeah.
I always say Jardine Business Building has the
move.
shortest lines. I think I've gone there and I think I've had one person in line with me, and that's it.
Never been.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's
never
a
been to Jardine. All my friends, they study there.
good
Never
little
been.
secret. Good little secret. Always go to Jardine if you want like stuff now.
Well, now it's not a secret anymore.
Oh shoot. Oh no.
Jardine moves quick. The only one I haven't been to is Design. So I'm planning on heading that up sometime soon. So
I think I went like
That's
one
good.
time and they were pretty quick too. So
I feel like the ones that are in
buildings
buildings
move
are
quick.
a lot quicker. Like the library usually has like a lot of people at it.
Yeah.
that is my you can always quote me on this, and I say this, that Bookends has the best coffee on campus in terms of like all the dining locations.
So unfortunately, Beefels had to leave because he has to sit on the city of Ames in student government meeting. Here's a little clip of him doing ad libs and trying to be in the rest of the episode.
I really like what you're adding there. That's really cool. So funny. No, that's a really valid point you bring up. I agree with you on that one. I'd concur, honestly. Really great point. Okay, you're in my shot. Really great point you bring up there. He's my favorite artist, too. Oh, Sixth Season was my first album of his, but honestly, I've gotten into some of his older work as well and enjoy it just as much. I think the Cyclones are going to win this weekend. Go Bulls! Tyrese Halliburton is going to go off this season and be an all-star for the Pacers. What? You don't think so? You're wrong.
I love that. It's so good. Oh my God.
So Haley, over the summer, and I know this because I was calling you about events and stuff, and you were in the middle of the woods, but you had a pretty fun internship this summer. Do you want to kind of touch on what you did and what you liked about it, all that fun stuff?
Oh, for sure. I love to talk about my internship. It was so much fun. So this summer, I had the opportunity to internship with the Conservation Corps of Minnesota and Iowa. Specifically, I worked in the Summer Youth Corps program. So my job was, oh my gosh, my job was being a crew leader. So I led a group of youth. So they were from ages 15 to 18. So not too much younger than us. And we lived in a van, and we just we moved from state park to state park in the state of Minnesota, working on conservation projects. So that stemmed from like, the little stuff like cleaning up campgrounds and picking up their trash and like picking up sticks for firewood and stuff like that, which is pretty important to do. And it makes it so that like their staff doesn't have to do it, and their staff can do more intense stuff that like we can't do. And then also we did like big projects like clearing an entire field of invasive species that were occurring in one of the parks. And they wanted to clear that up and let new species of native trees grow there, which is super important, super great, as well as they wanted it to be interactive with kids to come.
So what was your favorite part about your internship this summer?
I would say learning ASL. So part of my job was working with deaf or hard of hearing youth and LGBTQ youth. So it was really super great to just learn ASL because it's such an important thing to learn. And I, got to communicate with them and learn. I didn't know a single thing of ASL before I left. And girl learned real quick how to do it because we had like silent lunches, which were the most stressful part of my job. And so, yeah, we just had to like sit in silence and sign to each other to like communicate. Very stressful. Like it was fun though, but it was a little stressful.
Fair. I feel like the best way to learn different languages is kind of like and I like learned this in high school, like the sink or swim model, like where you just like have to know it.
Yeah, the immersion, you know. I also really enjoyed just like being able to like kind of teach my kids, and they always asked really good questions about like things that like I don't think about very often because it's like I learned it in class, so it's like something I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I know that. And then it's like they're like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, oh, okay, great question. Yeah, this is what it means. And so that was really good to do, and it was really fun because I'm going to school to learn how to do conservation education, and so it was really fun to be able to actually do what I'm going to school for, which is sometimes people don't get the opportunity to do that during their internship.
Yeah.
So I was really glad that I got to do that.
So what are you planning on doing after like college, like with the conservation education and all that?
So right now, when my plan has been since freshman year of high school, has been to join the Peace Corps. So I really like that international, teaching or that international perspective. I really enjoy it. It's really beneficial, as well as, it's fun to travel. It's fun to get paid to travel. And it's really fun to, teach kids who don't have such a great opportunity like we're given. So I really enjoy doing that. And so hopefully I can somehow incorporate, environmental education somehow in that aspect internationally. They do have an environmental sector that they focus on. So I'm hoping to work within that somehow. So
awesome. So Haley, I've asked both Adam and Nick about sports, and I feel like naturally we also have to ask you about sports and your thoughts on that.
That's a great question, Chloe. But I don't know anything about sports. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, I am hosting a football watch party, but I don't really know that much about sports except on the days that the Bears are playing. That is the only day I know anything about sports. In terms of like, very, well-known sports. I only watch the Bears because my dad watches the Bears. I was birthed into the Bears.
You were born to be a Bears fan because of Taylor Swift. You just have to be a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, exactly. I they let me down a good amount of the time. But sometimes they get some wins. They just won against the Raiders, I'm pretty sure, the other day. I couldn't get the game to play on my TV, which was a little irritating. But I did watch the other day when they lost, which is sad. But yeah, that's my, go-to like sports team that everyone's like, oh, what's your favorite sports team? I'm like, the Bears, because I am from Iowa, and that's the closest team to us.
Me personally, my favorite sports team, the Cyclones.
Oh yeah, woot 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 woot.
Shout out to the Cyclones.
Shout out ISU. I will say this is very niche, but like how like during the Olympics, you're not an athlete, like you're not a sports person normally, maybe. And then like during the Olympics, you're like, I
get so invested.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing is I'll never actually pull up the Olympics to watch it. It'll just happen to be like I'm somewhere out in public and the Olympics are playing and I'm like,
I gotta watch
I
it.
have to watch. I have to spend this entire time that I'm at dinner with my family watching the Olympics.
Yeah, like I don't really care too much about like sports or like specifically like this is so niche. I don't care about curling except when the Olympics are on. Like I love Becca Hamilton. She's a curler. Her brother Matt Hamilton. I follow them both on Instagram. I don't really care about their normal lives, but like
But curling.
but curling, it's something about it. It's just so majestic.
Can you explain what curling is for people who don't know what it is?
Oh heck yeah, I can. So
This is great because I could not explain curling if I tried.
So curling is like, como se dice? So they have like these stones and they're on ice, and so it's kind of like where you it's like
You just kind of push it.
you like push it. So like one person is like on the ground and they like have a block to push their foot off of, and then they push it and they have to get it on like basically it's like a bullseye, and then you have like that and you have both teams going, but there's also like your partner has this little broom and the friction the friction, I'm not gonna make that him of it. The friction of the broom that's going back and forth on the ice that warms the ice and it makes it like, slippery. Yeah. So it makes it like faster. So it makes it go faster to where you want it to go. So like if you want to knock out like the other team's stone, then you're gonna like get your like stone to move faster. It's like a whole thing. It's actually like really like pretty intense and pretty like, oh my gosh. Like there's a lot into it that like you don't really think about until you're like, I don't know. I did a presentation in freshman year earth science that I had to do on like some sort of like it was like talking about Newton's law or something like that, and I like applied it to curling because the Olympics were happening, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, I love curling. And so yeah, I also go crazy for ice skating.
No one's been able to see my face this entire time, but I'm just sitting here looking at Haley like this, like for the entire time she was talking about curling and trying to explain it. I've been looking at her like this, like desperately trying to understand what she means.
Basically, you throw rock go fast when you sweep, and then rock hit other rock, and hopefully stay in circle, and you win points that way.
It's like, it's it's like the game they have, and you've got the sand and on the board.
Yeah, on the board, and you throw these like little ones.
Is it like that, but one big rock?
Yeah, basically
on the ice.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's like that. So yeah, it's that, but like big. We actually have like a curling club here on campus.
I do vaguely remember. I don't know who it was, but I do vaguely remember someone I know being involved with curling club at some point.
You know who? I think he talked about in the past, Matt from Grandma Mojo's.
Matt, if you're watching this, you are welcome on the podcast anytime you want. I am literally begging you. Please come on the podcast.
He's in my major, so maybe I can like be like, hey.
And you've known Matt for a while, like, right?
Yeah, we went to Europe together. Yeah, when I was in Band.
Fun fact, Haley Salyars knows local celebrity Matt Butler, who is also an RA in Helzer.
I think we should get him on here.
He has to be. He has to come on.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I ask him to be on the podcast.
Maybe I'll be like, Matt, please. You owe it to me. Come on, man.
Yeah, I go to Grandma Mojo's every single week.
Yeah, literally, though. You guys are dedicated.
I am. I think that's all we have for this episode. Thank you very much for coming on. You are a phenomenal director of events, and we are very lucky to have you. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So glad to be on the team.
I'll see you guys next week for an episode of Molly from the Hub.
Oh, yeah. So excited.